The dictionary says that feminism is the advocacy of women's rights. But is that really all it is? Did you know women make 80.7 cents to every dollar that a man makes? And that comes to a staggering $9,909 every year. Women also don't get the jobs that they want, regardless of their education, eligibility, and experience. That's crazy. So it isn't just about rights or laws, it's about respect. See, it's what's up here that matters. It's about time that we accept that men and women are just as capable of doing the same things. So whether it's the arts, science, or math, women can do it too.
And to prove my point even more, I spoke to 2 local women who are currently involved in male-dominant careers.
Yeah, we're ready.
It's alright, bloopers.
Right.
Alright, so I'm gonna start with your name and age. Now I heard you say ravioli.
Yes.
Is that your birth name?
That is my last name. So my first name is Elizabeth. So my full name is Elizabeth Ravioli, yes.
Gotcha. And how old are you?
26.
Okay. And where are you from?
Originally from New Jersey, but I moved down to Charlotte 8 years ago.
Huh. And how long have you been a firefighter?
Well, about a month.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
I just graduated recruit school, the 6-month-long academy that every Charlotte firefighter has to go through.
Wow. Now was that really difficult? I'm sure.
Yeah, the whole entire process is a lengthy process to get hired, and then academy in and of itself was, EMT was 5 weeks, so it was basically what's supposed to be 3 months long turned into 5 weeks, so it was vigorous mentally and physically with tests. We probably had at least 2 tests a week throughout the entire, sometimes 3, through EMT, and then for fire, once fire classes start, you have at least 1 a week that you're studying for, and then it's pretty physical.
It does sound vigorous. I can't even deal with 1 test every 4 weeks. So what made you want to be a firefighter?
I grew up playing sports my entire life, so I've always been a part of a team growing up, and I'm a part of a team now, and before I joined the fire department, I worked for my father's flooring company, and it just wasn't for me. It was 9 to 5. I love him, I love the company, but I wanted something more out of life. I wanted someplace, and I wanted to do something that was bigger than I was. I wanted to be a part of a team and serve my community, and something that was going to challenge me each and every day to help me learn and grow. Each day is different. I come into work, and it could be, it will be completely different from last shift. But being able to serve my community and be a part of a team, and it's a career. It doesn't feel like work. It's just a career. I've learned so much in that month time frame that I've been here.
It's really nice that you're actually doing such a serious job.
Yeah.
You save people's lives a lot of the time too. Now, being this is a male-dominant career, it's no secret. Do you feel that you have to work harder to prove yourself or to meet a male standard that's been set for so long?
I think it's more to myself. I don't think I think it's more just to prove it to myself, and to just show, young women out there or girls out there that may think, oh, it's just for men, is to show them that no, we're just we're just as equal as them. I think there are more physical things that I have to work harder for, like my height. I'm vertically challenged. I'm fun sized. So it's going to take me, I'm going to have to learn different techniques and practice something more like throwing a ladder or pulling hose. It's going to be more technique based than if I were, 6 foot. So I think it's just more, I have to prove it to myself. I haven't come across it. I haven't come across a stigma yet about me being a woman in the fire department. I mean, my crew, her crew, they're phenomenal. They don't treat me any different or treat her any different than anybody else.
So, I assume, as I already mentioned, you know what feminism is. And I'm sure you've heard about it. It's 2019, it's all over the place. Me Too movement and all. Do you consider yourself a feminist?
Can we put this video on pause for a second?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And we want to be together. We don't want to be recognized as any different. So I think feminism for some people is, they want equality, they want all of this, but it's a growing, changing thing. And I think that people now are realizing that, they joke about it like, oh, I'm going to go get paid less than a man, and it's something that's changing and growing and evolving, but we don't need to put words and labels on things. Let's just, we're here in this job. I went through the process the same as any man did, and I was qualified just as much as anybody else was, and I'm here doing the job, and nothing's changed about that. I didn't feel like, because I'm a female, like maybe they need more females, and that's not the case. It's if you can do the job and you do it well and you prove yourself, then you're in the job. It's not about
Women versus men.
It shouldn't be that. But when you do put those labels on things, then it becomes that. Then there's light to that. Then there's an issue. Then there's a topic. Then there's a discussion. Why isn't the discussion of, hey, you're a firefighter? That's it. That's the ultimate thing. Is, oh, you're a soccer player. You're a banker. You're this. It's not, oh, you're a female firefighter. We need to get rid of the labels.
I don't think with anything in life, I'm not a big fan of labels. I don't think that I want to be seen as equal as them, and I don't want it to be a man versus woman thing. So to answer your question, do I think I'm a feminist? No, I would never. I don't label myself as that. I don't label myself as anything. I'm just here doing my job. I've never thought about labeling myself as a feminist.
And do you ever feel like, I know you mentioned you qualified the same as a man, you go through the same things as a man in the program. Do you feel that could be because of feminism in history? Or do you feel like that's just how it's always been, or how it is now?
As far as going through the process?
Even being able to be even to be able to be a firefighter.
I think if you want to be a firefighter and you know the process and you know the physical aspect of getting into the department, then you go and you train. And, there is no difference between what a man can do and what a woman can do. It's, if you have the drive and the desire, you're going to find a way. There is no special way. There's nothing special about doing something and becoming something because of, being a man or a woman. It's the desire, the drive, the passion to do something more than anything. So, the process to get into the Charlotte Fire Department is the exact same for males and females. No difference, which I 100% agree. And if they ever changed it, I think that a lot of females that are on the department would have a huge issue about
They'd be
why.
doing women a disservice.
Yeah. So,
we had to both go through the same exact thing, the same evolutions, the same skills, the same training that the men had to go through. And I think that's the way it should be. And I think that the women that started years ago set the pace. But I don't think it had to do with feminism, if
Okay.
It just had to do with the desire that she was talking about. If you know the process and you have the desire to be a part of this team and this culture and the community, then I think that's all it takes. Whether you're a man, a female, a teenager, a kid, if you have the desire, you're going to get it done.
Do you think that's exclusively being a firefighter, or do you think that that mindset applies to all careers and all sets of life, or maybe just careers compared to social interaction with men and women?
I think it applies in all facets. I think it applies to if you want to go join the football team or play rugby or, you know, be a boxer or own your own business, you know, be an entrepreneur, be a cook, a chef, whatever. I think if you have the desire, then you're going to succeed. If you have the will and the dream and the work ethic, you can go anywhere.
What do you think about the social standards set for women being domestic and being involved in careers that involve care, or being mothers and solely that, and not expected to go into being a firefighter or higher education, for example?
I think that we should do away with, there's a lot of change that needs to happen, but I think we should do away with that. And I think society's already there. I think a lot of women are out of that stay-at-home mom, take care of the kids sort of thing. I know I want to work.
It's definitely a changing thing. And I think, you know, some people want change tomorrow. They want it now. But if you look at history, I mean, the evolution is there. People are changing. You know, the standards for females are changing. People are recognizing that, you know, they don't want to stay at home. They don't want to have kids. Not everybody wants to have kids. Not everybody wants to get married. You know, and that's just, it's a good thing to see. And, you know, if people just understood that it's not going to happen overnight, that, you know, what we're doing now is setting the pace and setting the change for the future. And it's not going to happen overnight, but we are doing, you know, the right things by, you know, doing jobs like this. Like she said, we're showing the youth and, you know, young girls and teens that if you want to do something, be in a male-dominated job. I joined the Marine Corps and I was in a, you know, a male-dominated job for the Marine Corps, and it was me and 50 males, and I never once felt I was treated any different, you know, that anything was different. It was my mindset. I worked hard. I did what I needed to do, and there was no questions asked. And, you know, constantly hearing this, well, do you feel like you're treated any different? Do you feel that's if you're expecting to be treated different, if you want to be treated different, if you want special treatment, oh, I'm a female, I should be. If that's what you want, then, you know, that mindset for you is wrong. You know, her and we're in this station together, and we don't ever expect to be treated any different. You know, if anything, it's giving shit back and forth to the guys. We probably give them more than they give us, to be honest. Right?
Yeah. I mean, if anything, like she was saying, if we are treated differently, it upsets us. We would rather, you know, be treated the same. You know, if something as small as because my feet are smaller because I'm a woman and I get a different brand boot, I don't like that. I want to be the same as you guys. I don't want a different brand boot. I want the same boot, but it's just unfortunate that, you know, my feet are tiny and I have to have
You do have youth like boots. Those are like
baby
little
boots,
kids.
you know?
Are they toddlers? They look like
They're my nephews. But I mean, it's just, if you have the desire that you want to be treated differently or you think you're going to be treated differently, then, you know, it's just, it's a changing thing. With anything, whether a girl wants to go play football or a guy wants to go do ballet, you know, like, who cares? It's just, it's going to take time because those labels are there, but by getting our voices out there and, you know, I think there can be a change.
Being a firefighter, you do get into a lot of dangerous situations, I'm sure. Is there anything that was significantly fearful or something that you felt was just a significant moment in your careers?
Fearfully? Like a moment that I found fearful or I was scared of.
Or just especially scary.
No.
Yeah, I can't say I've had one.
Really?
I think that's probably part of why you do this job is you have like a fearless attitude, and I think that's something special about, you know, someone joining the fire department is there is that part of fearlessness that, you know, you go into this job because you do know it's dangerous, just like, you know, someone goes into any other job, is they have a quality about them that they feel is a fit, or, you know, a niche into that job. And I think that firefighters know that there are going to be situations that, you know, you're in a dangerous situation, or, you know, maybe a scary situation, but that's like the part of inside that burning desire that we do this job is, you know, we can handle it. You know, there's a job for everybody, they say, and maybe that's why. But I've never felt fear or scared or no.
Oh.
Not that we've done much, but
Yeah, I mean, we're still both really early in our career. But I think the adrenaline and the willingness and desire to save someone's life, if someone's life is in danger, that is immediately 100% going to take over, and we are going to it's not even going to be a thought in our head. We know that someone's inside, we're going to go in, we're going to get them, and we're going to get out. We're not thinking about the fire or the structure. We're going to make sure it's okay, but we're going to do everything we can to go in and get them.
Now, when you mention structure and like what fires can do, in your training, did you ever have to go through anything scientific or maybe math-based to understand what you're getting into, like how fires start and whatnot?
Mm-hmm.
absolutely.
We took a fire behavior class, which was all about the, process of what is needed to have a fire.
Mm-hmm.
And we also went through a building construction class on how buildings are constructed, how some are, more fire resistant than others, and how you have different types, and how certain houses or homes or structures are built in Charlotte, and how some may hold up to a fire better than others based on the wood. So we are taught building layout, building structure, building components, as well as what it takes to make fire and what it takes to put out a fire.
I was disappointed to hear that they weren't feminists, but after hearing their own understanding, it was clear that they didn't view their gender as a burden, but rather they recognized differences and yet did not perform differently, which is exactly what feminism is: equality.